Hey guys, welcome to Get Busy Watching. I'm your host, Honest Dan. Let's talk movies.
Quand t'as volé un lion?
Ouais.
Mets la pression sur les petits, faut qu'on retrouve le lion.
Arrête-toi là! Bouge pas, arrête!
La galère, c'est qu'il y a un drone qui nous a filmés.
Qu'est-ce que tu me parles de gérer un drone là? Y a un gamin inconscient là!
Je sais qu'on peut faire tomber la BAC avec cette vidéo si on veut.
S'ils avaient raison d'exprimer leur colère. Seul moyen de se faire entendre aujourd'hui.
Ici, c'est notre vie. Toi, tu débarques, nous, ça fait 10 ans qu'on est là. On est les seuls à se faire respecter.
Eh les gars, soleil!
Ceux qui te respectent une palme. Les gens d'ici, ils ont peur de vous, c'est tout.
I have no idea how to feel about this one. Full disclaimer, not that the little mini trailer didn't make this clear, but this has nothing to do with the book or the musical. At least not directly. It's not like an adaptation of either. So here's why it shouldn't work. It's been done to death. Oh, here's a good cop getting mixed up with dirty, overly brutal cops in a tough neighborhood. They do something to stir up the local populace. Something awful happens. Now the dirty cops have to do damage control. And there's a half-assed philosophical reason to keep doing what they do. Gee, I've never seen that movie before. Except here's the thing. Americans making movies like this makes sense. Racism, police brutality, in certain pockets of our country, this is still a pandemic. Making movies about it makes sense. It's a bit formulaic as far as the movies themselves are concerned, but it makes sense. Except here's the kicker. This is a French film. Let me explain why that blows my mind. Perhaps it speaks more to my sheltered, upper-middle-class upbringing to be so shocked that racism isn't exclusive to America. I mean, it's the fucking world that we live in. Of course, non-whites get treated like shit in certain pockets of every continent that exists. But what makes this so staggering is just how this movie echoes movies that I've already seen. Usually when it comes to French films, I expect freedom in sexuality, legit challenging ways of thinking, sexy depression.
I black out with Desertoine. Oui, je suis garbage. This crowd needs to be redone. I'm in a sexy French depression.
But you don't quite expect something like this. In my mind, I would think that the French are too busy pushing sexual conventions and making great art to care about something like skin tone. But no, I guess the French are just as fallible as the rest of us. I guess I was holding on to some kind of hope that America is where this sort of bullshit is the worst that this world offers. But no. I guess some things just carry over to other cultures.
Sounds like human nature to me.
Yeah, I guess some things carry across species well enough.
But to be this familiar with the subject matter, to see this story echo so perfectly what American films put out, it's almost haunting. This could have easily taken place in Los Angeles, Detroit, or any large city with dangerous neighborhoods, and I wouldn't be able to tell the difference. I would love to entertain the idea that the movie is actually an adaptation of an American movie, but then the idea of France needing to rip off anything from America, ha! Please, it's us that needs to stop ripping shit off. Anyway, there's one very specific moment in this movie that completely elevates it in my eyes. The ending. I won't give anything away, but the ending almost feels like it's unnecessary until it becomes a tense-filled brawl between the three cops and locals in the neighborhood. It ends on such an ambiguous note that it's almost too perfect. I won't pretend to understand what this ending is supposed to mean. Is it challenging the audience directly? Is it something that only the French would understand? I couldn't say, but the ending is absolutely fascinating. Honestly, I kind of love this movie. It's such a trip in terms of a cultural walkthrough, the eye-opening cultural similarities. Honestly, it just feels so much more compelling than what normally comes out for stories like this. It's in the Oscar running for Best Foreign Film, and I can definitely see why. It's likely got a limited release, so seeing it in theaters may be a bit of a challenge, maybe a bit of a hit or miss. But if you do see it playing in theaters, I am giving it a very high endorsement. My honest rating for Les Miserables, a strong 4 out of 5. Thanks so much for watching, you guys. I really appreciate it. Have a great day. Hope to see you soon.